She was just a shy teenager singing in her bathroom, until her sister accidentally posted the video that changed everything. In just 24 hours, she went from invisible to performing live for 500 million people. But what happened on that stage shocked the entire world. The world always felt too loud for Maya Chen. Hallway chatter, cafeteria laughter, the echo of sneakers on linoleum, everything blended into a noise she could never quite join. At 17, her universe was smaller than most people's bedrooms, textbooks stacked like fortresses, earbuds always in, and a leather-bound journal tucked beneath her pillow, its pages filled with half-written songs she'd never dare let anyone hear. Each morning began the same. She'd wake up to her alarm at 6:45, stare at the acceptance letter from Columbia pinned to her corkboard, and whisper, "One more year." Then she'd tie her hair into a messy bun, sling her backpack over one shoulder, and blend into the blur of Roosevelt High's honor students. But every night was hers. That was when the quiet came. When she'd lock the bathroom door, prop her phone against the toothbrush cup, and sing into the mirror as if it were an audience. The tiles bounced her voice back, soft, trembling, but honest. It wasn't about fame, it was about being heard, even if no one was listening. On social media, though, she had a secret life. Under the name At Midnight Musings, she posted poetry that captured her hidden storms. "I dream loud but live quietly," one post read. 10,000 followers loved her words, yet not a single one knew the girl behind them was the quiet student who sat by the window in AP Biology. Her parents had other dreams for her. "Music is a hobby," her father said, flipping through college brochures. "Medicine is purpose." Maya nodded, smiling faintly, never telling him that sometimes her heart beat to a rhythm no stethoscope could catch. Then came the night that changed everything. Her little sister, Lila, mischievous, 11, always armed with curiosity, burst into the bathroom without knocking. "Maya," Mom said. She froze. Her phone still in hand, she stared at her sister, who was mid-chorus, eyes closed, singing like her soul had cracked open. Lila had never heard that voice before. It wasn't shy. It was powerful. Maya gasped, snatching for the phone. "Delete that," she hissed, cheeks burning. But Lila was already backing out, smiling nervously. "You're amazing," she whispered. "People need to hear this." By the time Maya finished arguing with her through the door, Lila had posted the video, tagging Maya's real account. At first, nothing happened. Then, 10 minutes later, the notifications began. 1 like. 12 likes. 102 likes. The sound of her phone buzzing filled the quiet apartment like a swarm of bees. Maya's heart raced as the number climbed. Thousands of views, hundreds of comments, messages exploding. Her face, her voice, her song, all suddenly public. She stared at the screen, paralyzed between terror and awe. Down the hall, her parents were asleep. The city outside hummed as always. But inside her small world, something massive had just begun. Maya didn't know it yet, but the next 24 hours would rewrite her life. Fade out on her trembling hands clutching the glowing phone screen. Maya didn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, her phone buzzed again. Notifications were piling like a landslide, comments, shares, mentions. By 3 a.m., the number had hit 1 million views. Her song, her bathroom song, was echoing in bedrooms and headphones across the world. She scrolled through the comments, trembling. Who is this girl? This voice feels like it's crying for help. Someone sign her now. Her stomach twisted between terror and thrill. The video wasn't supposed to leave her bathroom. Now strangers were quoting her lyrics, remixing them, even tagging celebrities. A popular influencer duetted her video, crying mid-chorus. "Maya." Lila whispered from the doorway, clutching her tablet. It hit 10 million. Maya blinked. What? 10 million. She grabbed the phone again, her breath shaky. 10 million views. Her name was trending. Her song was climbing the viral charts. The clip was being played on morning radio shows. Then the calls started. First, a local news reporter wanting an interview. Then an email from a verified producer, Elliot Rivers, the same man behind half the top 10 pop hits of the year. And then, unbelievably, a direct message from Global Music Summit. Urgent. Would like Maya Chen to perform her viral song at tonight's summit. Broadcast live to over 500 million viewers. Confirm ASAP. Her heart stopped. Her parents appeared at her door, bleary-eyed from the noise. Her father frowned. What's going on? Maya turned the phone toward him. The room filled with the sound of her own voice. The same song she'd written about feeling invisible now had the world's attention. This can't be real, she whispered. Her mother stared at the phone, speechless. But Lila grinned wide, half proud, half guilty. I told you, people needed to hear you. Then came the final text, from Elliot Rivers himself. You've got it, Maya. Don't waste this moment. My team's sending a car in 1 hour. You're performing tonight. The world spun. 1 hour? For what? Fame? A dream? Or a disaster waiting to happen? Maya looked at her reflection in the dark phone screen, eyes wide, heart racing. Outside, dawn was breaking. Inside, her 24-hour countdown had just begun. Cut to black. The world spun. 1 hour? For what? Fame? A dream? Or a disaster waiting to happen? Maya looked at her reflection in the dark phone screen, eyes wide, heart racing. Outside, dawn was breaking. Inside, her 24-hour countdown had just begun. Cut to black. The morning sunlight hadn't even settled across the curtains when Maya's phone erupted again. Not just buzzes, rings. Unknown numbers, non-stop. Her inbox looked like a lottery ticket. Messages from record labels, agencies, news outlets. Every subject line screamed urgency. Urgent, representation offer, 7-figure potential. Maya Chen, let's talk global. We can make you the next big thing. It didn't feel real. Just yesterday she was calculating lab results. Now, people in suits were fighting for her signature. Her living room transformed into a war zone of opportunity. Laptops open, calls on speaker. Her father sat stiffly on the couch, arms folded, disbelief written across his face. Her mother hovered, torn between pride and fear. On screen, a slick, silver-haired man in a designer suit smiled wide. Maya, you're the story of the year. A once-in-a-generation discovery. We'll handle everything, styling, PR, production. All you need to do is say yes. Her heart thudded. Say yes. 2 words that could rewrite everything. Then another voice broke through the noise, a calm, steady woman with a raspy tone. Maya, slow down. I'm Carla Vega. I used to sing under Rivers' label, until I didn't. The room froze. Carla continued, he'll promise you the world. But he'll own your songs, your image, even your name. Be careful what you sign. Elliot Rivers' face popped back onto the Zoom grid, charming and polished. Ah, Carla, he said smoothly. Still bitter, I see? Maya, don't listen to washed-up singers. You have one chance to change your life, tonight. Maya's pulse quickened. Carla's eyes softened through the screen. You already changed your life. Don't let them change you. Her parents whispered in Mandarin, arguing in the background, her mother pleading, her father shaking his head. This is not the plan, Maya. You're going to Colombia. Maya looked down at the contract glowing on her laptop. Millions of dollars, instant fame, a stage seen by 500 million people. She hovered over the accept button. Then her phone chimed, again. A text from Carla. If you choose this, make sure it's your voice they hear, not theirs. Maya's finger trembled above the screen. A limo horn blared outside her window. Elliot's voice echoed from the laptop. Time's up, kid. Are you in? The studio doors opened like the gates to another universe, one that smelled of hairspray, coffee, and pressure. A dozen people swarmed around Maya before she could even take a breath. "Hair first," someone shouted. "Makeup next," another yelled. Cameras flashed. Mirrors glared. It felt like being caught in a tornado of glitter and ambition. A stylist with pink hair circled her like an art critic examining a blank canvas. "Cute," she said, twirling a strand of Maya's black hair. "But we'll need something louder." "Platinum?" "No, rose gold. Youthful rebellion sells better." A choreographer snapped his fingers. "She moves like a poet, not a performer. We'll fix that." A vocal coach adjusted her headset. "We'll clean up that raw tone. Audiences love smooth, not shaky." Each word chipped away at her. Raw. Shaky. Fix. Change. By noon, her hair was a shimmering sunset color. Her reflection in the mirror didn't look like Maya Chen, the shy girl who sang in bathrooms. This new version had smoky eyes, sequined boots, and a stage name on a clipboard, Maya C. She forced a smile. The cameras recorded everything, her transformation for an exclusive pre-show montage. Every time she tried to speak, someone powdered her face or adjusted her outfit. "Remember, tonight you're not a poet," the PR woman said. "You're a pop phenomenon." Maya nodded, but her hands clenched under the table. Then, through the chaos, she spotted Carla Vega waiting near the exit. No makeup, no flash, just a knowing smile. "You look different," Carla said softly. Maya laughed shakily. "That's the point, right?" Carla tilted her head. "Only if you want it to be." The stylist interrupted, clapping her hands. "All right, team. Maya, see us ready for rehearsal." As Maya followed them onto the stage, she caught a glimpse of herself on the big monitor, a confident star in the making. The crowd of crew members cheered. But when she opened her mouth to sing, the speakers played a pre-recorded version of her song, polished, perfect, and not hers. "Lip sync it," Elliot Rivers said from behind the console. "Safer that way." Maya froze. Her lips moved, but her voice didn't exist. The lights dimmed. The fake music swelled. The star everyone wanted stood center stage, silent. Fade out on Maya's eyes, filled with the kind of fear that no makeup can hide. The arena looked like another planet, lights pulsing, smoke curling, screens 10 stories tall. Maya stood in the middle of it all, surrounded by chaos. Technicians shouted, dancers stretched, camera drones buzzed above her head. She'd imagined her first performance 1,000 times, but never like this. 2 minutes to air, a stagehand barked, clipping a microphone to her sequined collar. The heat from the spotlights already stung her skin. Her palms were slick with sweat. From the wings, Elliot Rivers grinned like a proud general before battle. "Remember, Maya C., he said. Confidence sells. Don't feel, perform." She nodded automatically, even as her throat locked up. The countdown blared through her earpiece. 10, 9, 8. Then, darkness. A single spotlight hit. The crowd roared, a sea of faces and flashing phones. Her heart thundered louder than the bass drop that followed. The pre-recorded track kicked in, her voice echoing perfectly in tune, every syllable polished. Dancers burst from behind her, spinning through clouds of pyrotechnics. Maya tried to keep up with the choreography, but her mind drifted, back to her bathroom mirror, where she once sang barefoot and free. Now she was gold-painted, glitter-wrapped, and drowning in perfection. Halfway through the song, the unthinkable happened. The track glitched. 1 second of dead silence. Then another. The dancers froze. The crowd gasped. Maya's MIC crackled in her ear. Panic surged through her. Her training, her script, gone. And then, from somewhere deep in her chest, instinct took over. She began to sing. Live. Her real voice, unfiltered, shaky, honest, cut through the confusion. The orchestra scrambled to follow her lead. The sound engineer waved frantically, trying to fix the track, but the audience was already rising to their feet. The moment was raw, imperfect, electric. Tears blurred her vision as she hit the chorus, the same words she'd written about being invisible, now echoing in an arena filled with light. For the first time that night, she felt seen. When the last note faded, silence held the air for a heartbeat, then erupted into thunderous applause. Cameras zoomed in. The internet lit up. Backstage, Elliot's face was stone. He turned to his assistant. "She just made my show, and ruined my plan." The roar of the crowd echoes as Maya, trembling, realizes she might have just broken every rule, and started something unstoppable. By morning, the world had a new obsession: Maya Chen, the girl who sang live when the music stopped. Her performance was everywhere. News anchors dissected every second of it, influencers recreated her outfit, and hashtags multiplied like wildfire: #BathroomGirl, #RealVoice, #MayaMoment. Every screen, every headline, every scroll, it was her. In one clip, a talk show host shouted, "Who is this girl? She just reminded the world what real music sounds like." Another said, "Was it a brave choice or a total breakdown?" Maya sat in a black SUV, makeup artists powdering her nose between interviews. Outside, flashing cameras surrounded the vehicle like lightning. Reporters banged on the windows. "Maya, over here. Did you plan the MIC glitch? Are you dating Elliot Rivers?" Her smile trembled. "They don't even know me," she whispered. Inside the next studio, a stylist adjusted her collar while a journalist beamed. "You've gained 30 million followers overnight. How does it feel to be the most talked about voice in the world?" Maya's lips curved into the media-perfect smile she'd practiced. "It feels surreal," she said. But behind the gloss, her pulse raced. Every compliment felt like a trap, every question a performance. Between interviews, her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Old classmates texted. Distant relatives called. Brands wanted sponsorships. Even Jasmine, her best friend, finally messaged after 2 days of silence. "Congrats, superstar. Guess dreams really do come true, for some people." Maya's chest tightened. Fame had made her visible to the world, but invisible to the people who mattered most. Later that night, she collapsed onto her hotel bed, surrounded by glossy magazines. Her face stared back from every cover, edited, retouched, smiling a smile she barely recognized. Lila sat at the edge of the bed, wide-eyed. "You're famous, Maya. Like, for real?" "Yeah," Maya whispered, scrolling through an article titled "Maya C. Pop's New Manufactured Angel." Her stomach sank at the word manufactured. Then her phone buzzed again, a notification from Carla Vega. Voice message: "They'll love you until you stop being useful. Stay grounded, kid. Don't lose what made you real." Maya turned off her phone. Outside, paparazzi flashes painted the room in strobe light bursts. She closed her eyes, but even in darkness, the world wouldn't stop watching. Fame didn't feel like fireworks anymore, it felt like fog. Thick, blinding, everywhere. Maya sat at the dinner table, cameras from a documentary crew hovering just outside the kitchen. Her mother tried to smile for them, passing rice across the table like this was normal. Her father, however, couldn't hide the tension. "You skipped your Columbia orientation," he said quietly. "Do you think music will last forever?" Maya's spoon clinked against her bowl. "I just need time to figure things out." "Time?" His voice rose. "You had dreams that mattered, Maya." The cameraman zoomed in on her face. Her mother whispered, "Please, let's not do this on film." But it was too late. The cracks were showing. That night, Maya scrolled through her messages, thousands of strangers calling her brave, yet not one from Jasmine. She opened her best friend's profile only to see a new post, a picture of Jasmine performing at an empty cafe. The caption read, "Some of us are still singing to real people, not cameras." Maya's breath caught. Fame hadn't just taken her privacy, it had stolen her people. She looked up to see Lila standing in the doorway, holding one of Maya's old journals. "You stopped writing," she said softly. "You used to love words more than likes." Maya's eyes burned. She reached for her sister, but Lila shook her head. "You don't sing in the bathroom anymore." Then she left the room, closing the door with a quiet finality that hurt more than any headline. Alone, Maya stared at her reflection in the dark window, her own face now unrecognizable. Her phone buzzed again. A message from Elliot Rivers. "Tomorrow. Global Music Summit. Biggest stage. No mistakes this time." Maya's tears blurred the screen. The night of the Global Music Summit was supposed to be Maya's triumph. Instead, it felt like walking into a cage lined with gold. Backstage, every second pulsed with noise, hair dryers, camera flashes, producers barking orders. Her new outfit shimmered under fluorescent lights, sequins cutting against her skin like tiny shards of glass. Elliot Rivers stood in front of her, perfectly composed, holding a headset and a smile sharp enough to slice steel. "Remember, Maya C," he said, straightening her collar. "We're not selling truth tonight. We're selling perfection. Don't improvise. Don't feel. Just deliver." She nodded, but her heart rebelled in her chest. The teleprompter scrolled her rehearsed introduction, but all she could hear were fragments of voices from the hallway, crew members gossiping. "Think she'll crack like the last one? Elliot's already lining up her replacement." The words hit harder than the spotlights. Crack. Replaceable. Manufactured. Her breathing quickened. Her reflection in the vanity mirror blurred. The girl staring back at her wasn't a singer anymore, just a product. "Maya, Q in 60, someone shouted. Her hands shook as she gripped the microphone. She couldn't tell if it was excitement or dread. Every inhale felt heavier. The walls seemed to close in. Carla Vega appeared beside her, unnoticed by the chaos. "You don't look ready," she said softly. "I'm not," Maya whispered. "I'm tired of pretending." Carla leaned in. "Then stop." Security called for performers to line up. Elliot's voice boomed from the headset. "Remember, Maya. Lip sync only. We can't risk raw emotion tonight." Something inside her snapped. The noise, the rules, the lies, all of it collapsed into one burning thought. This isn't why I started singing. The stage lights turned crimson. The announcer's voice echoed through the arena. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Maya C." She stepped forward, blinded by light and expectation. The music track started, her polished, fake version. Her lips didn't move. The dancers froze. Elliot's smile faltered from the control booth. The audience murmured. Cameras zoomed in. Maya lifted the mic, trembling. Her voice, her real voice, broke through the silence. "This song isn't theirs. It's mine." Gasps rippled through the arena. Backstage, Elliot shouted, "Cut the feed." But it was too late. The footage of Maya's rebellion spread faster than her first viral video. Within hours, her performance, raw, trembling, defiant, was everywhere. Some called it a career-ending meltdown. Others called it the rebirth of real music. But behind the trending hashtags, Maya sat alone in a dark dressing room, makeup streaked with tears, hands still shaking. Security guards whispered outside the door. Elliot's furious voice echoed down the hallway. "She went rogue on live television. Do you know what that costs us?" The door slammed open. Elliot stormed in, contract in hand. "Congratulations," he hissed. "You just killed your career. No one wants an artist who disobeys." Maya stood slowly, her voice calm but firm. "No one wants an artist who's fake, either." He laughed, a cold, dismissive sound. "Sweetheart, Authenticity doesn't sell. Image does. From the corner, Carla Vega appeared, leaning against the doorframe. Funny, she said. Her meltdown just hit 50 million views, and climbing. Elliot froze. Maya met Carla's eyes, a silent understanding passing between them. For the first time, Maya wasn't scared. She picked up the contract from the table and tore it clean in half. The sound echoed through the room like thunder. I'd rather start over, she said, voice trembling but sure, than lose myself in your machine. Elliot's face twisted in disbelief. You'll regret this. Maybe, Maya replied. But at least it'll be my mistake. She walked out, the arena now empty, stage lights still flickering like dying stars. Carla followed her down the corridor. You just did what most of us never dared, she said softly. That's what real artists do. Outside, dawn was breaking. The city skyline glowed gold, reflected in Maya's tired eyes. Reporters were already waiting, microphones ready. Maya, what's next for you? One shouted. She smiled faintly, lifting her phone to record herself. I think it's time the world hears my version of the story. Carla grinned. You're going live? Yeah, Maya said, hitting record. No filters. No producers. Just truth. The red light blinked. The screen framed her face, vulnerable, real, and finally hers. Maya takes a deep breath and says the first line to her new audience. Hi, it's me. The real me. 24 hours. That's all it took to turn Maya Chen's life upside down, and right side up again. The headlines had shifted overnight. What began as the girl who cracked on live TV, evolved into the girl who chose herself. Some industry giants mocked her. Others admired her courage. But for the first time, Maya didn't check the comments. She didn't need the world to tell her who she was. A week later, she moved back home. No entourage, no stylists, no cameras. Her hair was still tinted rose gold, fading now, softening into something that felt more like her. The apartment smelled like her mother's cooking again. Lila sat cross-legged on the couch, editing one of Maya's videos for a new YouTube channel they were building together. Maya picked up her old guitar, the one she'd been too afraid to touch on her first day in the studio. The strings were slightly out of tune, but the sound was honest. She smiled at that imperfection. Her father entered quietly, holding a mug of tea. He didn't say much, just placed it beside her and nodded. You sang from the heart, he said softly. That's worth more than any degree. For a long moment, she couldn't speak. Then she whispered, Thank you, Dad. That night, Maya sat in her old bathroom again, the same one where everything started. The walls still echoed, the tiles still hummed with her voice. But now, a small camera was set up beside the sink, nothing fancy, just her and her song. She hit record. Hey everyone. I don't know where this journey is going, but I do know one thing, I'm not hiding anymore. She began to play. The melody was raw, tender, filled with the kind of beauty that only comes from being broken and rebuilt. Lila peeked through the crack in the door, smiling proudly. As the final note lingered, Maya looked into the lens, calm, confident, free. Outside, the world kept moving, fans discovering her channel, messages flooding in, not from millions, but from real people who felt seen through her voice. And for Maya Chen, that was enough.